Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be, or at least in this video, I'm going to be putting in these seats. Now these seats are actually, I was going to put racing seats in it, but I don't really feel like buying them right now. And these are kind of also period correct seats. They're out of my brother's. He has a 1970 Opel GT that he is going to be building in the future, and he doesn't need these seats. Um, so I'm going to be using them. They fit pretty good. This actually kind of acts, they have pretty good bolsters in there. They're narrow enough to fit. And they feel good. And they got high backs, headrests. It's pretty solid. So we're going to be putting that into here. I need to chop all this stuff off. Not chop it off, but scrape it off the top kind of with a chisel or something. I'm going to cut this out a lot thinner here and probably all the way down and just kind of get it up. Because this is also a part of the frame right here. So I'm going to be kicking a 1-inch square tube from here down to here, because actually those are pretty level. So I can kick it off from there to there, and then I'll have another piece come in here, and that I can mount my seat bracket off of. Just because this is a weird seat bracket that's in here. It's very close together and kind of rickety. I don't like that, so I'm going to be kicking it out. Should be pretty strong. It'll be a little harder to make a floor pan for the rear seat, but that's not that big a deal for me right now. I want to get seats mounted. The passenger side's probably going to be more typical, kind of like this, because it doesn't need to be shop cat. Hi, buddy. His name's Todd. Kind of roams around, but the passenger side seat doesn't need to be as ergonomic, for driving. Picked up this real cheap $30 Amazon steering wheel just so I can kind of I wanted to see how the dish would be on it. It's a pretty deep dish, and I think that's what I need. So I'll end up buying a nicer steering wheel when I actually get it running and everything working. But I have this for now so I can at least turn it, because I don't feel like putting the giant steering wheel back in. I was using these pieces of wood, kind of laying them across here just to see how tall I need the seat to be. And yeah, so we'll get going on that, make the kickers, and then off the kickers we'll have more tube coming up, and then probably a piece of angle bracket, and that's what I'll mount the seat to. Pretty straightforward, a lot of cutting, maybe not too much cutting, but cutting and welding the usual. Let's get going. What's up guys? Alright, so a few days ago, or you probably just saw me put in this seat frame now. Like it seems pretty sturdy, but this is actually pretty thin walled. I think it's 1/16 of an inch. It's pretty thin, and I just don't think it's strong enough. So, and I don't really like the way I put it in, like over there. It's not as clean as I'd like it to be. So I'm going to cut this out. I'll end up plating this stuff a lot better than I did here. So I ended up getting this piece of steel. It's a 1/8 inch piece of 1x2, so that is already a lot stronger. This probably weighs 10-15 pounds, but that should be a lot stronger. And then I got some 1/8 inch angle iron that I think I'm going to use for the seat to actually mount to. It might work as uprights, kind of risers for the seat, but we'll find out the way I want to do it. But for now, I'm going to cut out that old setup I have, and then we're going to cut this just like that old one. So stay tuned. Alright, so I got this whole box. I got it all cut out. And I'm going to plate off right here where I grind it away, because this cross member is actually really thin. Like I can flex it like that. So I'm going to plate that off with some 1/8 inch, and then I'll run one of those 1x2s from here back to here, and I think I can bring it in a little bit. That way it'll cut down on the length from this side to there. And that's about all I got to do. And then I probably have to cut out all this sheet metal up here. That way I can brace it inside. I should brace it down here, so I probably will do that. And cut all this stuff off. And then I can start building a pedal box, because basically what I'm going to try and do here is have an inboard booster in here. Since I am kind of moving the seat back, I have a little more room on the feet, and I got this cheap, it's a deep dish wheel, so it kind of pushes that out too. So I can move all the pedals towards me a little bit, and then that way it leaves some room for an inboard booster and master. Hopefully that's the plan. I think I'm going to be using a Miata master and booster because they're really compact. It's really small, so hopefully it'll fit in here, and I can end up running the lines out the clutch and old brake things, or I'll just make those, that's where I fill it from, so I'll just have a tube coming down or something like that. But that's in the future. For now, we're going to get the seat mounted, and that will kind of dictate where I put everything else. So, yep, just going to start welding. Here you can see the difference in just girth. This one piece definitely weighs more than these two pieces together, so glad I'm throwing this out. But I'll probably use that to make my pedal box out there some sort of frame. There's no such thing as a useless piece of metal. So this is my piece that will fit right in there. Not really much of a gap. It's pretty much tolerable gap, what you want. And we'll level it out, square it up, and tack that in place too. And then we'll get the crossbar, and I'll plate off over here somewhere, and then go across. This is going to be way stronger than if I were welding to this stuff. You can hear that. That's sheet metal. Like, I don't know, it's a cross member though, so. And this piece is closer. There's an actual thicker piece of metal that starts right here and goes across to the other side, and this is pretty close to it, so should be strong enough for a driver's seat. And I know the passenger isn't going to get too much room back here, but it's not about them, it's about me. Alright, let's get that done. Okay, I got the plate welded in, and I just welded up the top of this thing, top of this guy. But I'm a lot happier with how the plate turned out here. I mean, it's pretty good. Stuck to it. Now, this is so much stronger than it was before. I still got to weld in. I just tacked this side in. That's only held in with that top weld, so don't want to make it permanent just yet. Still got to weld in this cross guy here, and I'll plate it in back here, so stay tuned. Alright, so I made the seat bracket. It's I really don't like, I mean, it kind of has to sit tall because this car has got weird proportions, but it doesn't look the best. But it holds the seat in there. I'll probably clean it up a bit. The rear passenger is not going to have a good time with this, but I mean, it's not horrible. You put kids back there, but that's the rear's done. It's basically, I mean, bolted in with temporary nuts and bolts, and gotta get working on the front one. Right now, it's just a piece of 2x4. I'm trying to get the height right. Feels really good actually. It's perfect height. And there's a lot of adjustability going back and forth, which is good, so I can fit pretty short people and pretty tall people. I don't really know how many people I'm going to let drive this car, but if I wanted to, if I can just turn into that guy, it lets them drive it. It's got a lot of adjustability. But yeah, I don't really like the way this looks, but it's in there, it's strong, it holds the seat up. That's really the only way I could do it while still keeping it strong. I'm probably going to string these two pieces together under there and probably string them from here to the front ones just to make a box here. Should make it a lot stronger. That's what that 1-inch tube will be pretty good for that stuff, so I always find a use for stuff like that. But yep, so back's in, sits good. Since I'm changing the pedals around, this is a bit far away, but it'll fit. Alright, so it's been a little bit since I actually worked on or made a video of my seat brackets. So I actually ended up buying some cheap seats to put in here, and I mean they feel pretty nice and they work good for now. The car's not up and running yet, and it helped me. I can make smaller brackets, so that's good. This is what it looks like now. I got this rear seat bracket in, the front's in. I think this is a Ranger bracket, and this is normally a little diagonal, so I just bent it down to a 90, put that on there, cut this kind of like that, and just painted it in black. And here are the seats I got. I mean, they feel pretty nice. They're a little firm, but they'll work for now. They got sliders. And they tilt back. So that works good. I still got to do the passenger side. Basically going to be the same sort of idea, but I'm not going to build this kind of subframe here. I'm just going to connect it straight from the edge back there to the tunnel here. And let me go around the other side. So this is what the passenger side looks like. So I kind of I cut open this frame here, and right here is an 1/8 inch piece of flat stock. I welded in there to kind of box it in, because that's what the upright goes off of, and then the other upright goes off of this rectangle tube. So one there, one back here, and then I'm gonna have one 1/8 inch stock of 1x2 across there. And that should leave it so the rear passenger on the passenger side can put his feet under or whatever. Be a little bit more comfortable than the driver's side. And I also put in these, I welded in some braces right there. That's right where the trans mount is. You can see it on this side. Let me go around the other side again. You can see it right here. So basically just plated one side and welded in this piece of 1-inch tubing. Welded in that piece of 1-inch tubing. I painted it brown so it looks kind of gross. But it makes this trans mount a lot stronger. So if I want to make another trans mount off of that, it will be a lot stronger. It used to flex. I could put my foot on there and push it and it would flex. But now it doesn't move at all. And that's basically where I am with the inside. So I still have to do the passenger side and seat brackets, and mount my other seat in there, and then sheet metal work, which is going to be a lot of stuff. Alright, should be getting an engine pretty soon, and might be a surprise.